What is up guys, it's Solheim here and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I will cover what I am doing right now to set myself up to make millions of gold in Shadowlands. We will cover how many max level characters you will want, which professions you'll want, what you want to prioritize both in terms of class and professions, and what you will do at what hours of the day. I want to give a quick reminder early on in the video that I have a Patreon as well, where you can get access to even more gold making information than you will in my videos. And with that, let's get into it. I am planning on making gold across 3 servers, one being the main server where I have all of my characters, and the other 2 being alt servers. On every single server I want to have these things: 1 druid, 1 monk, and 1 rogue. I also want one of the characters to be a herbalist and a miner, I want another character to be an alchemist and a scribe, and I want another character to be a skinner, and have either leatherworking, enchanting, or tailoring. Whether you pick leatherworking, or enchanting, or tailoring will depend on if this is your main character, or if it's an alt. Basically, if you play the character a lot, then getting enchanting is definitely worth it, but if it's just a farming alt, then pick up leatherworking or tailoring, and consider leveling up a 4th character for enchanting and maybe blacksmithing. For me, I've set it up like this. My druid is my herbalist and miner, my rogue is my alchemist and scribe, and my monk is my skinner and leatherworker or tailor. There are some reasons behind this. Druids are superior when it comes to outdoor mineral farming because they have access to a lot of mobility through cat form, travel form, and flight form. Combine this with fire water and glove enchant and you can pick up flowers and mining veins super fast, and move from mineral to mineral super fast as well. You also have crowd control available in case you get attacked by mobs while gathering the node, so you don't have to kill the enemy. Avoiding combat will increase your efficiency when farming herbalism and mining. My rogue on my 2 alt realms will simply be my crafting and auctioning character, so I will process stuff and I will sell it. Therefore I have Alchemy and Inscription on that character. I do the Shadowlands content that I have to do in order to unlock the recipes that I need, and then I log on to it to craft things every now and then. The reason this should be a rogue is in case we have lockboxes, so you can send the lockboxes you acquire to your rogue so you can open them. My monk is my skinner because if we can find any 2x4 farms like we had in BFA, where you can utilize hyperspawn, then having skinning will drastically increase the gold per hour from those farms as long as you kill beasts. Monks are also super wanted for these farms as you can use your statue to pull all of the mobs to one place before killing them, making it very easy to skin them all. You can also keep your own statue alive and simultaneously kill mobs while also skinning them by utilizing non-targeting AoE attacks like Rushing Jadewind. Another reason to have skinning on your monk is for old world content where the exact same content applies. 2x4 farms are still great, and you can also find some soloable hyperspawns as well, where once again, bringing your own statue makes you far superior, and you can pull all of the mobs into one place, and you can just stand there, one-shot them, and skin them. Easy peasy. Leatherworking is just something that I grab for extra profit, but if they bring back the extra cloth from tailoring in Shadowlands as well, I will easily grab tailoring instead of leatherworking, since my monk is my primary farm character when it comes to mob farming. So to sum it up, my rogue is my crafter and processor, my druid is my material farmer, and my monk is my mob farmer. So at this point my plan is to level up all those 3 classes on all 3 servers I am going to play on, so I got my bases covered. Once that is done, you can also build upon that by including transmog selling, grabbing old world recipes, and looking into expanding the amount of items you are selling on the auction house. This is something I would recommend you do on your main server, where you know the auction house well, and where you know there's a demand for transmog items. Role-playing servers are generally great for this, or just big servers in general. You can grab professions like tailoring and leatherworking, and run old dungeons and old raids to acquire old expansion patterns for craftable items. This is where you can also start looking into reputation grinding in old expansions, as many of those recipes are still pretty rare, because not a lot of people bother going back there and getting the reputation. Once you start this, a whole new side of the game opens up, and you can start posting a lot more auctions, and the more auctions you post, the more gold making possibilities you have. Getting back to the point though, once I have all 3 classes at level 50, and I have grabbed the professions that I want, it is time to step into Shadowlands. So what are we going to do in Shadowlands to make millions? First, I will level my herbalist and my miner. I will test the gold per hour from Herbalism and Mining, and I'll watch some Twitch streams and talk with other gold makers to see if there's any other mob farms out there that yields a better gold per hour, in which case I will start leveling up my monk and do that instead. I am going to assume leveling in Shadowlands takes less than 10 hours, so it's worth it anyway, and it's a low time investment if you can make a ton of gold from it. The reason I want to level up my herbalist and miner first is because I don't want to be dependent on other players, because if there are any good 2x4 farms out there, then you need 7 other people to do them. And sure, finding people might be easy at most hours, but what if you want to farm late at night or early in the morning? That is why I level my herbalist and my miner first, and then I'll switch over to my monk afterwards, if I find out mob farming locations are in fact better in terms of gold per hour. Once both those characters are level 60, I will take my time before leveling up my next character, aka my alchemist and my scribe, or my rogue with Alchemy and Inscription. This character needs to be max level and have all the recipes before mythic raiding becomes available, because that's when alchemy becomes really profitable. But aside from that, there's no real time pressure. There is a slight possibility that Inscription will make millions of gold early on in Shadowlands again, just like in BFA, but if that happens, I will either level up my rogue ASAP, like literally I'll level that one up first, then I will level up the other ones, but this also requires some starting capital, and you need to spend a lot of gold to make a lot of gold, and you need to spend a lot of time at the auction house refreshing auctions, which is not the type of gameplay I enjoy. But what I could also do is either ditch skinning or tailoring on my monk to grab Inscription for the first months, before ditching Inscription to pick up tailoring or leatherworking again, which is probably what I will end up doing if Inscription turns out to be extremely profitable again. This way I can also supply myself with flowers to mill through my herbalist, so I don't need to spend insane amounts of gold buying the flowers from other players. I like being self-sufficient, at least to some degree. Also, not long ago I made a video on the whole Relic of the Past system, and this system brings with it some investing and gambling possibilities as well, which I will cover more in depth in an upcoming video. But for now, I will leave you with this advice. Search up which materials are used to craft the Relics of the Past rank 4 and rank 5, and find the cheapest materials. Any material under 4 gold each are worth buying and holding on to until Shadowlands, and the cheaper you get them, the higher profit margin there will be. Aside from that, you might want to invest in any type of materials used in crafting these items as well, for example linen cloth. Any material that isn't farmed a lot and likely won't be farmed a lot in Shadowlands either, so usually very low level materials. Alright guys, that's it for the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, or join my Discord server through the link in the description and ask me over there. And that's it, thank you all so much for watching this video, and until next time, happy gold making.